What's up, closers and entrepreneurs? Tryson Jones coming at you again. I apologize. Just one moment. We got something to point with. I apologize I haven't put out a kind of content this week. I am in the process of moving, job transition, getting my business prepared and ready to launch. So a lot of stuff going on that's got me kind of sidetracked. But nonetheless, I want to make sure that because a few of you have reached out to me and said, hey, I really like what you're doing. I'd like to continue to follow you and share it. I want to make sure I continue to put out these videos because it seems that people are finding them valuable. So what I want to talk to you about today is something that I got and attribute 100% to Ryan Stewman, the hardcore closer. And as soon as I started implementing this, my sales, my income went up automatically. So what I want to talk to you about today is texting. I was listening to, I think, one of Ryan's podcasts, and the statistics in there, and I think I've heard this before in other places, is 98% of text messages get read. 8% or 6 to 8% of emails get read. So if you're trying to get a hold of a client who is a hot lead, who has bought something from you in the past or recently, and you're not able to get a hold of them, what's going to be more effective? A 98% chance of them seeing your message or a 8% chance of them seeing your message? So it's kind of a no-brainer. And I still talk to a ton of businesses that are like, oh yeah, if we need to get a hold of somebody, we shoot them a series of emails. Okay, and what's your conversion on that? How many people are you getting back out of that? It's relatively low compared to the numbers we'll talk about here and what I've seen from my experience. So, there's a big difference between email and text. Now, let's look at what this turns into as far as conversions, right? Numbers and percentages. So, 1 out of 3 to maybe 1 out of 5 people you'll talk to that show up to the appointment will convert if they're a warm lead. Okay? So typically in my industry, guys get about 30 leads a week, right? If they're just beating the phone, they might get a 50% contact ratio and end up actually talking to 15 people. Sometimes a little more than that, depending on how hard they work. And so, if they're getting in contact with 15 leads a week, the average person is going to sell 1 out of 3 people on the particular campaign we're working right now, and on most BizOp campaigns that we do work. So, they're going to end up selling, again, 1 of 3 of these 15 leads. My goal has always been to get a sell at least out of every 10 leads, if not out of every 5. But we're talking about your average guy, somebody coming in new to sales. Imagine if you could get 3 to 5 extra leads a week. That could convert you to, that converts you to 3 extra deals a week, right? Or, excuse me. Imagine if you get 3 to 5 extra leads a week, you convert 1 or 2 of those into an extra deal. And well, now instead of maybe getting, 3 deals a week, 2 deals a week, now you're up to, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 deals a week. When these deals are each $1,000 or more a piece, you could be doing an extra $2,000 to $6,000 in commissions a week just by simply sending out a text. And I use Google Voice. That way, I'm not texting a bunch of leads that can call me back and say, hey, I got a text message from this number, and take my time that I have with my family. No, they text me back, it comes straight to my cell phone, and there's a few things that I want to train on in the future as far as how to format these text messages to make sure that you don't end up getting engaged in a text conversation with the person. The whole point is to get them back on the phone. So we'll talk about that more in the future. But the question is, do you want to make an extra 6 figures this year? I hope all of you said yes. Okay? If you start texting every client just like you leave them voicemails, what I will do is I'll send them a text every time I leave a voicemail. So it's just kind of like an automatic process. I get it all done at the same time. And I, again, get a hold of 3 to 5 more people every single week. And at least, 2 or 3 of those people will turn into a deal or a potential deal. So it's made a huge change for me. Thank you, Ryan, for sharing that with me. That's changed my game. Among everything else you've done for me, that's changed my game. You are the man, and I'm going to get my sales team watching you every single day, following you, because you're the one who helped me step my game up. We'll see you in the entourage soon. For the rest of you, we'll see you soon with some more training. We'll get further into depth as far as Google Voice, how that works, and how to structure or how to format your text messages so that people aren't texting you back saying, I'll call you when I can, or I decided to cancel the program, or what's it all about, asking you questions. You want to tie them down to a time. So first and foremost, you want to catch their attention. So I'll put their first name in capital letters with an exclamation point. I found that got my response rate up quite a bit. The second thing is end it with a question of, when can we talk for however long it takes your initial conversation or wherever you're at in the process. When can we talk for this amount of time? This is what I'll need you to have. And I want to make sure that you can make this appointment. That way they don't text back and say, I'll get back to you when I can. I'm sorry about that. This came up. Whatever their excuse may be, they'll get back to you and they'll say, how about this time today? Oh, okay, well, that doesn't work for me. I've got another appointment. Would you be available 30 minutes after that? Or do we need to plan on a different time? Right? So there's a specific way to format these things, just like there's a specific way to format your sales copy and your funnels and your emails and all this stuff. Texts are the same way. It's just a different media, a different piece of content, or a different device to get your message to them that everybody on the world has, and everybody that you want to be working with definitely has. So use it. I hope that helps you. It should help you if you implement it. It should help you quite a bit. So let me know how, what your results are. Shoot me a direct message if you need help setting up a Google Voice account. It's very simple. I'll send you a few simple instructions and you should be able to do it very easily. So thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you soon. I'm going to be moving over the next week, so don't plan on a ton from me, but I'll be back at it in a new, fresh office and ready to kill it. So having a great week. I'm going to end it strong, and hopefully you do too. We'll see you soon.